Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shanrell. Today I'm going to be doing a shop my stash type video. I'm going to be completely changing the way that I have been approaching this for the past 6 months or so. And it's just because I'm kind of getting bored, and also I feel like I'm wearing a lot less makeup now that it's warm out. I've been putting on my sunscreen, maybe a tiny bit of concealer, and that has been what I've been doing. So what I have been doing is every 2 weeks, well, previously I should say, every 2 weeks I have been using a randomizer to choose makeup from my collection. I am finding that every 2 weeks is going to be too often for me to try and use products enough. You know, I feel like I'd only use maybe once in a 2 week period. So I'm going to give myself a month now. I'm probably going to only do like one video monthly. So what I'm going to do is I will still be randomly selecting a blush, and I will still be randomly selecting some lip products. I will however, be choosing the palette that I want to focus on, but then I will be randomly choosing some singles to go along with it for the month. So first, let's talk about all the makeup that I had in like my blush and lip roulette, my eyeshadow roulette that I've been working on for the past few weeks here. So this is the blush that I've been using. It's from Honest Beauty. This is so pretty. This is so lovely. I think this is probably one of this is one of the newest ones in my stash. You can see like I have been using it, but this will last me a very long time, and I love it. It is what I'm wearing today. I think it gives the most beautiful natural flush, and it's just so pretty. I'm totally like shifting my mindset over to loving cream blushes, and I'm really trying not to buy more until maybe I decide which of my blushes I don't need to keep around and pass on. Then I'll let myself get more maybe. I'm not gonna make that promise, however, that I won't buy more blush, but I loved this blush. In addition to not wearing as much makeup this past month, I also kind of fell off the wagon in writing down when I actually use something. Although I will say that's mostly because we got a puppy. And as you guys know, if you've ever had a puppy, especially like an 8-week-old puppy, they are like a full-time, all-day commitment. I definitely feel like I have a toddler around. So if I wore makeup at all, it was really quick, and then I was moving on to something else. And I forgot a lot of times to write down what I did. But I do have it down that I use this at least 5 times. So I would say for all the numbers that I'll be saying, it'll be at least that many times, just because, yeah, there was a lot of times I didn't write things down. Now for the lip products that I chose last time, this is the L'Oreal liquid lipstick in the shade Title. It is a very pretty color, and in fact, I think that's the only reason why it has survived like all the declutters that I have been doing. But I think it's finally time. I think I can let it go now. And look at that, I still love that color. Oh, it's so pretty. But I'm just not a fan of the way it dries down. I don't mind when something dries down or sets down a little bit, but this does get pretty dry. And I've had it for a couple years now, and I'm just not into it. I feel like if I'm gonna go for this sort of color, I'm not gonna reach for this, I'll reach for other things. So I have decided it's time to declutter this particular lip one. I only used it one time, and that was enough. I also was using my Bite Beauty lipstick. This is in the shade Pepper. It is what is on my lips today, and I love it. It's very pretty. I'm happy I used it. I have it down that I used it 3 times. Same with my Rimmel Stay Glossy. I hadn't used this in a while, so I was kind of trying to determine if I wanted to keep this, and I do actually. I really like the shade of it. I actually have it over my lipstick that I'm wearing, and it's just a nude gloss, and a lot of my glosses actually have a lot of color to them. This one's very nude, and I like it a lot. I'm not a huge fan of the scent. Yeah, it's kind of plasticky to me actually. Not a big fan, but otherwise it's fine, and my lips tolerate it. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that sometimes I can get allergic reactions to certain glosses and certain things that are in them, and chapsticks too. This one doesn't bother me, so yeah, I'll be keeping it around. And I have down that I use that one at least 5 times. Okay, let's move on to eyeshadow. I've been working on a shade from my ABH Marielle palette. I love this palette. It is so beautiful. I love the textures in here. I was using this shade Paris, and I am wearing it today. It is on my outer corner. I have realized that sitting here in front of the window, like this is the light that I use, and oftentimes it washes out the makeup that I'm wearing. In person, you can see it better, but you can just take my word for it. It is such a beautiful shade. You can see kind of my usage there. See if it'll focus on it. Not really. But I used it at least 3 times, and every time I use this palette, I'm reminded how much I love it. Definitely keeping this one around. I was working on a shade from my Butter London Natural Goddess palette, actually this light blue shade over here called Femme Fatale. Someone tell me if it's Femme Fatale or Femme Fatale. I don't know. In my mind, it's always Femme Fatale. But I used it twice, and I actually am wearing it today, and I don't think you can see it on camera. At least I can't see it looking at myself here. But in person, I swear you can. It's smudged along my lash line. I obviously didn't use a ton of it, but I think it was really pretty. Usually if I'm going to go for a shade like this, I honestly am not going to reach for this. I'm going to use my Kaleidos Electro Turquoise palette, but I liked it. It was fine. Next, I was working on 2 shades from my Walking on Eggshells little quad here from Wet n Wild. This is honestly the type of makeup, if I was wearing makeup, this is the type of makeup I was wearing in the past couple weeks here. I've especially been focusing on the transition shade here and this eyelid shade, and of course I am wearing them today. The transition here and the little pink eyelid shade going on there. I love this quad. This is perfect everyday makeup. It's beautiful. Yeah, once again, I'm looking at these numbers and I'm like, oh, I don't think I wrote down every time I used it. I have it down that I used that transition shade 4 times and the eyelid shade 4 times. The last shade that I was using is a single from Makeup Geek. This is the shade Prism. I'm gonna try, there, you can actually see usage on this shadow. You have no idea how awesome, how good that makes me feel. I'm so light-handed that oftentimes, even if I use it 10, 15 times, there'll be like the smallest little smudge on it. But this one, waiting for the loud vehicle to pass. I know how Raw Beauty Christie feels. But this one's actually showing usage, and I really, really like this. I'm wearing it as an inner corner highlight. Oh, it's frustrating sometimes. I've been learning that makeup on camera does not show up like it does in real life. And those people who get their makeup to really shine on camera, they must have different settings that I haven't figured out yet or something, or different lighting. But I promise you, I do have an inner corner highlight, and it's very pretty. I have down that I used this 5 times. I do think I used it more. Okay, so that's it for the makeup that I have been using. Now I'm going to use my randomizer to choose some new makeup. Before I do that though, the palette that I have chosen to be using for the next while, I've been trying to decide if I should do this every few weeks or once a month. At this point, I think I'm gonna say once a month or so. I'm just not feeling the compulsion to wear makeup every day. And I wanna set myself up to succeed, and I wanna enjoy this project. So I think I'm just gonna choose this palette. This is the Cargo Cosmetics Tokyo in Bloom eyeshadow palette. And honestly, I'm choosing this one. Well, first of all, I like the colors in it, but also I have it in another project and I need to hit a certain number of uses. And this is the way I think to make myself actually hit my goal, is to also make it part of my Shop My Stash. So I love this palette. This is one that I can use every day. This shade up here called Sakura, and this shade over here called Mochi. Those are my favorite to use just kind of all over the lid and up into the crease. And this shade Ginza and this shade Kawaii are my favorite to put all over my lid as just a shiny topper shade. I enjoy this palette, so I'm looking forward to using it more often, just allowing myself to use what I want to use, which makeup should be fun, right? I shouldn't feel like I have to do something just because I put it in a project. So that's kind of how I've been feeling lately. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using this. Okay, so now I'm going to use my randomizer app and I'm going to choose the next blush that I will be using. I'm going to use the numbers 1 through 5. Okay, I got the number 3. Okay, for the lip products, I'll be choosing 3 of them, and I'll be using the numbers 1 through 26, 7, 5, and 4. I dropped my app. Okay, everything's all right. And then I also want to draw 3 singles. And for my singles, I'll be using the numbers 1 through 22. I have a different number up here because when I dropped it, it made it randomize again. All right, so let's see. We have 15, 14, and 12. I'll go pull those products and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with those products and I'm quite pleased. I feel like I'm always quite pleased. I try to only own makeup I like, okay? But I am happy. So first, the blush that I chose is this one from Kaleido Cosmetics. This is one that I think I got in an Ipsy. Yep, this is an Ipsy blush, and I've only used it 1 time, so this will be good to get more use out of it. It comes in a really nice little compact. It has a mirror, and you can see it's a little bit of a shimmery blush. I believe I remember liking this blush. Yeah, the color I tend to go for. Just a kind of a nice pink color, and it does have shimmer in it, so that'll be nice for summer, I suppose. Next, the lip products. This totally made me smile because this is absolutely the mood that I am in. First, this one from Ofra. This is the from the Madison Miller collection. This is the Smiley for Riley lip gloss, and it is just a really nice shimmery, almost like a topper lip gloss. So there I have it on my hand. You can see it's basically just a clear, shimmery lip gloss. It's perfect for the type of makeup I've been wanting to wear. The next one is from Julep. Same thing, this is so pretty, but it's just a really light pink, like a bubblegum pink gloss. There you go, right there. And I think it's just perfect for summer, or I guess technically we're still in late spring. I think it's just beautiful. And same thing, I couldn't believe I pulled my NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. I feel like I don't need to show you guys this, but I will. This is a very popular shade of the Butter Gloss, and it's right there. Okay, so in addition to my Cargo Cosmetics palette, I pulled those 3 singles, and all 3 were from Makeup Geek, and they are all very much neutral, pale shades. This one is Shimma Shimma, this one is Mirage, and this is Sand Dollar. That's how it looks there in the fingers. Okay, so there I have them. You can barely see them. Shimma Shimma, of course, is showing up because it's nice and sparkly, but here is Mirage, which is like a very pale, kind of a yellowish color. And Sand Dollar, yeah, you can barely see it. I'm gonna try and swatch it again. I'm actually a little excited about Sand Dollar. Maybe you can barely see it a little bit more because it's more of a cool tone color. So that'll be actually really well paired with this palette. Some of the cool toned shades in there. But anyway, all this makeup will be very easy to use, which is making me happy. Something I don't really have to think about when I'm not really wanting to wear much makeup anyway. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me here as I shop my stash. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!